Start webinar. Once you click start, okay. Okay. Oh my God, there's so many people already. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, I can't believe people here already. Patricia, are you in here? Hey guys, I started it early because me and Patricia are still trying to figure out how to do this after so many times doing this. Patricia, it says it's recording on your end as well. Is that correct? Okay, now we got two Patricias. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm so glad all of you guys are here already. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let me just make sure the chat works. Okay, there's a Q&A. Hi, Robert. Awesome. Okay, there's a chat. Okay, Patricia's in. Hosts and panelists. Let's see everyone. Can everybody just write in the chat so I can make sure that the chat works? Okay, good. Raising your hand works. Awesome. So for you guys who haven't been on before, basically the raising the hand thing, I'm going to like ask y'all to like raise your hand every now and then, but you got to like unraise your hand too, so that like you can raise it again later. So like, let's all try, everybody who's in here now, if we could all try like raising our hands really quick. Let's all do it together. Awesome. Okay. Awesome. We're all doing it. Okay, good. It works. It works. Okay, you just enabled it so everybody can chat. Perfect. So everybody can chat now. Let's all lower our hand now. That's an option in the same place where you raised your hand. I'm so excited. Okay, so, okay, John's here. Hi, John. Okay, good morning from China. Oh my God, welcome. Where is everybody hailing from today? I always love to see where everybody's from. I'm going to give it a few more minutes to give guys some more time to jump on. Okay, we got South Africa. I just went on a date with a South African. It was wonderful. From North Carolina, awesome. Is there anybody here? This is your first masterclass. New Jersey, love that. Y'all know I'm from the Jersey Shore. Anybody, your first masterclass? My first, Brian, awesome. Brian's first, cool. David's first, awesome. First for me. Okay, sir, John Simpson. John, okay, I'm glad you're here, John. Okay, so guys, I'm going to give it a couple more minutes. LA, love it. LA is my city. I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes for people to jump on. But I'm so glad all of you guys are here and you're all here on time. I'm like, this is like not a Filipino thing. Filipinos are like 2 hours late. So like when people show up on time, I'm always so shocked. But thank you guys for being here. You're from a little place called Pound Town. Love it. I'm curious if there's anybody here who's known of me for less than a week. Anybody who has been following me less than a week and you're here today. I'm just really curious. I'm always curious to see like how long you guys have been with me. Nope, following a long time. Here, Frank, but I do not have it. That's okay. You guys are just going to be in the chat because we're going to be doing the training today. 2 weeks, Hayden, love it. So yeah, that's how you guys are going to be able to talk to me. A bunch of my girls are actually, a bunch of the girls from Jessica J Dating are going to be here. Nadine is here, my good friend Nadine. Yeah, so a bunch of my girls, a bunch of my coaches are going to be on. I basically wanted them to come on so that you guys could also hear from them as well. And they're going to hopefully echo some of the things I'm going to tell you today about flirting and whatnot. Trying to work the chat thing. You did it just fine, Frank. Jonathan is in here. Yes, for all of you guys who know the people here at JJD. We've got a bunch of the girls. Patricia, my handy dandy assistant, is always on hand. So yeah, okay, I'm gonna give it like another minute. It seems like a lot more people are starting to pour in. Just for the record, the chat is the best way to like engage and what have you. I don't know what the Q&A is. But I see a bunch of you guys have used it. So kudos to you for knowing how to work this shit, because I don't. So yeah, if everybody could say hi to Patricia. Patricia's the one who will be working all this stuff, the presentation, while I talk at you. So yeah. Everybody, yeah, everybody say hi to Patricia. A bunch of my girls are here. Nadine is here. I haven't seen any of the other girls. Maybe they're just, creeping on the sidelines. Jonathan, one of my client coordinators is here. If you guys want to say hi to him too. Bath, Pennsylvania. Interesting. Okay, yeah, love it, love it, love it. Okay, so I would like to get started then. So I just want to welcome all you guys for coming on to my live training, my latest live training. It's now officially been a year that me and Patricia have been putting these on. And I say me and Patricia because she's literally like half this show. If you guys could just give her like a clappy clap. I wouldn't be here if not for this girl. She gets everything done. She runs my life. She runs this business. It wouldn't be what it is today if it wasn't for her. So if y'all could just, and Adrian's here. Okay. So just want to welcome you to my latest training. Today, we're going to talk about how to move things forward romantically and sexually with women without feeling too forward or creepy. So I already asked you guys how many of you has been here for the first time, but I want to make sure, can you guys see me okay? Can you hear me okay? Am I talking too fast? Let's just get thumbs up. I don't even know if we could do thumbs ups. Yes, no, perfect. Loud and louder. Oh God, no one ever asks me to be louder. But I will say, if you guys, awesome, everybody figured out the thumbs ups is. If you guys think I'm talking too fast, please let me know. I literally have my eyes on the chat so I can see what you guys are saying. Because I want this to be an interactive process. I want you guys to hear from my girls. I want you guys to, just contribute as much as I'm here to train you. Obviously, it's not as interactive as, it can be, because we are going to go over a lot of things. But how many of you guys were on my last masterclass for Speak to Spark Arousal? Show of hands. Let's do the hands thing. Let's try the hands thing. Okay, like 11 of you. Okay, it's rising. Okay, you guys can put your hands down. That's awesome. Well, today we're going to dive even deeper into how you can move things forward with women, whether to get her number, whether to make sure you don't get friend zoned, or even just like romantically or sexually in the moment. I'm going to show you how to do it in a way that feels good for you to do it. Because if you saw my last training video, if it doesn't feel comfortable and it doesn't feel natural, you shouldn't do it. Okay, get that ingrained in your heads right now. Don't, like this little boy here, don't fucking do it if it doesn't feel comfortable or natural. Because the problem is, most guys don't know how to move things forward in a way that feels natural for y'all. And today, that's what we're going to talk about. And the reason I wanted to do a deeper dive into this one is because this specific topic, it just seems to be the biggest perceived issue of every guy that comes to me is moving things forward. Whether it's knowing how to actually get yourselves to do it, or just talking yourselves out of it because you don't want to freak her out. But here's the thing, guys. Flirting is the entire point of all this, all right? You're not here for better conversations. You're not here to make new fucking friends. The whole reason any of you ever found me in the first place is because you ultimately want the women you want wanting you too. Am I right? Show of hands. How many guys here are just like, how do I get the women I want wanting me? Show of hands. Love it. They're shooting up. I love this. I love the hand feature. You guys are going to see. Okay. So the point is that chemistry. It is that feeling of being able to seduce a woman, being able to seduce a woman as the man you are, not as some like performing monkey, trying out all these tricks that aren't you. How many guys have felt that when you're trying to do these things that maybe you saw on YouTube or maybe you heard from other guys, it just hasn't felt right? How many? Show of hands. Okay, a bunch of you. Same thing. It just hasn't felt right. And you know what? That's what's creepy, because the further you get from being your human self and the further you get from treating her as her human self is the closer you get to creeping us the fuck out. That's what objectification is, in case y'all didn't know. When you're not being your human self as you are, and you're treating her like she isn't a human being. And if you're a good guy, you won't want to be anyone other than yourself. And doing so is what doesn't feel good. And that's why you don't feel good moving things forward. Does that make sense? Are y'all with me? Incongruency, Patrick says yes. Does that make sense to you guys? I'm just constantly going to check in with you guys. If you could type hell yeah to that or not. Yes, girl. Nadine, you're a girl. Jack. Okay, good. The guys get it. The guys get it. Okay, but what you guys need to understand and accept, again, I said it already, flirting is the point of it all. I love Patricia with these fucking slides. I can't even. That chemistry, that connection that we all crave, both men and women alike. And in the seduction dance, y'all are the ones expected to lead while we follow. So if you don't have this down, don't expect us women to dance with you. Write this down. Flirting is the point. Chemistry is the point. Moving things forward is the point. That's a lot to write down, but just write down flirting is the point. And moving things forward is the only natural thing to do. No woman goes out there with the hope that she'll just like find a man to talk about the weather with. It's just not fucking happening. Just like none of you are on here thinking, I hope Jessica gives me some solid tips for just talking more and it not going anywhere. That the feeling that we get from flirting, that's the reason any of us do it, really, because it is in that feeling where love can grow. It's from that feeling where we truly enjoy sex with the other person. And it is in that feeling where the best companionships and the best relationships form. So that's what we're going to talk about today, is how to naturally progress step by step to that level of connection and chemistry with the women you want. Okay, so how many of you here, be honest, have suffered from being unable to get women wanting you, or ending up in the friend zone, or even matching with and meeting a woman and it just fizzling out? Show of hands. The hands thing is the super quickest. Okay, lots of hands, lots of hands. Okay, now put the hands down. Put the hands down. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you right now, this is the quickest I've ever seen women pass on men is nowadays. We don't need to fucking wait around for you. We don't need to settle. We don't have time to wait until you come out of your shell to get to know you, because we don't need to settle. We live in an age right now where we're afforded so many more options of men without needing to settle. And because we also live in an age where women can live independently on their own, we don't need a second income, where we have our own jobs and can support ourselves. We can even have babies without you guys. I have a girlfriend, God bless her. She's getting artificially inseminated because she wants a baby so fucking bad. She hasn't met a man that she likes enough to have a baby with. But so with that being said, the one thing we want most when it comes to men is that passion, is that chemistry, because we no longer need to settle for a guy who's just nice, supportive, takes care of us, because we're taking care of ourselves. We're supporting ourselves. So realistically, the only thing we need from men, hey, we even have vibrators. We don't even need that dick. The one thing we want, the one thing we need is that passion, is that desire. So unless you're able to create that with us, we're going to pass on you for a man that can. It's literally the only thing we can't get in our other relationships, is that feeling, not from our family, not from our friends, not usually from our neighbors or coworkers, even though a bunch of you here are probably trying to use this on your neighbors and coworkers. I digress, whatever. But the good news is, if you're a guy who can do it, who can create that chemistry, create the spark, we won't give a shit what you look like, how much money you make. Ask the girls right here how many times we've had clients finally learn how to create chemistry and everything goes out the window. We don't fucking care what they look like. They're sexy as shit now. We don't give a shit. Like, if you could provide for us, you're tall, we don't, whatever. I think I told you guys in my last masterclass about that dude I slept with, who, oh God bless him, balding, 38, living off his parents, special order condoms. His dick was so small. I was fucking hooked. But I was fucking hooked. He was like 5'4". God bless him. He was overweight. God bless him. I hope he never sees this. But yeah, I ended up leaving my 6-foot model of an LA boyfriend for him. Because once you're able to do that with us women, once you're able to create that passion, that frenzy inside us, the sky's the limit. Options are yours. Do you guys get what I'm saying here? Jessica said it. Chemistry is hot. Yes, it is, Jessica. Everybody knows my cousin, Jessica. Okay, I see the girls talking. I know a bunch of broke motherfuckers pulling hard. Exactly. Thank you, Patrick. Okay, so right now, Okay, I asked if anybody, if you guys are still with me, and nobody answered. So I just want to make sure y'all are still with me. Maybe the chat's just not working on my end. I just see a bunch of you raising your hand. Okay, I'll take that as you're still with me. So first of all, okay, everybody's, oh, a bunch of people are saying yes right now. Oh shit. Okay. So the trends in the industry have always centered around creating intense, immediate interest, whether it's by getting a rise out of her, by saying something super appalling or offensive. I don't know how familiar you guys are with the pickup industry, where you neg a girl, you kind of put her down a little bit, or, you know, getting her to notice you by wearing outlandish shit, like it's called peacocking, if you guys haven't heard the term, or even just with the numbers game, where you just try the one thing out on as many women as possible until something hits, because statistically it'll hit. The industry today doesn't necessarily teach immediate or lasting romance or arousal. Like I said, pickup artists and other male dating coaches have always taught the importance of getting her interested enough as fast as possible. Because that's where that money's at. If you could be like, oh, look, I got her interested in me. They're like, well, guess what? Pay to have more advice. But really, it's just these, you know, super quick gimmicks that don't feel right for you. But anyone here knows that that can only last so long, right? Yeah, Michael is familiar with negging and peacocking. That shit can only last so long. Interest can only last so long. So this is for the guys who don't want to be that dancing monkey anymore. Or you just don't want to feel like a creep by trying things out that don't feel right. It's for the guys who probably can get women interested enough, but somehow you still end up in the friend zone. Sometimes you still lose out to another man, or you get ghosted. It's for the guys who aren't getting women at all, or refusing to move things forward because you're scared, or you're scared of scaring her off. It's for the guys who watched all the videos on flirting or getting sexual and just kind of feel really uncomfortable with the things you're supposed to do because it seems creepy. Let's talk about who this is not for. This is not for anybody looking for these quick one-liners that'll make her drop her panties quick. I love this graphic that Patricia found. Or even like the step-by-step moves to like put your hand here and then whip her around, position her here, and then isolate all her friends. Like this is not one of those things. This is for guys looking to create chemistry, sparks, to get women wanting you. And it's for guys looking for long-lasting results by doing something that feels good. That's the most important part. I want you guys to feel good about what you're doing. It's for the guys who want to feel excited about moving forward. Or even want to be able to do it on autopilot without even realizing. That's my favorite, is when when my clients don't even realize they're doing it. It's the cutest. Because I'm telling you, by the end of this training, you're going to feel excited to move things forward. I promise. You're going to see exactly where you've gone wrong in the past, why other advice hasn't worked for you. You're going to see opportunities, and just step into this no problem finally, like as unconsciously, as innately as it is for you to step out of bed. That's my hope for you. And you're going to learn why men who have never, ever moved things forward with women before, just accidentally do so now to get results they've wanted with women they've wanted after learning from me and my coaches. And I'm pretty sure my girls are in here. If you want to say hi, coaches, right now. But that's my favorite part, is when my clients come to me after learning this stuff and they're like, Jessica, I wasn't even trying. And before I knew it, she got my number. One of my favorite ones that I recently heard from one of my clients, he's like, I didn't even realize I was doing anything. And then she started like putting her hand on my thigh, and I stopped her and I was like, wait, you're into me? Like, what did I say? Like he was so like analytical. He like wanted to ask her like specifically, what did I do that got you interested? It was really cute. But anyway, last but not least, I love telling my clients by the end of the program how obsessed with them my girls are. My girls are in here right now. They'll tell you some of these guys are so fucking Casanova by the end of it. Ask them in the chat right now. I see Adrian right now. And they'll tell you. In fact, I was on a call the other day with a client, explaining to him like, oh my God, you're doing amazing in the program. And he's like, how'd you know? And I was like, yo, my girl texted me. And he's like, holy shit, really? I'm doing it? It was really cute. But yeah, anyway, I digress. Sorry, I digress. But as usual, if you guys do stay till the end, and I think you probably saw this from my emails or my YouTube post, if you stayed to the end, I'm going to talk about how to work with me and my team to help you guys solidify your flirting, moving things forward, just to like get it ingrained in you and on autopilot once and for all. Also a way to get it done faster. If this is something you've been struggling with for a long time. I know Valentine's Day is coming up, or you're just like ready to get it down already without having to trial and error it anymore. So how does that sound to everybody? I'm excited that you're excited. I'm excited that you're excited that I'm excited. Okay, love it, love it. Show of hands, who's still with me? Let's do the raise the hands. This seems to be the fastest way for me to see you guys are still here. Awesome, awesome, love it, love it. Okay, so for all the one-timers on here, nobody said they've only been with me for less than a week, but a lot of you did say this is your first one with me. I'm Jessica J, founder of Jessica J Dating, former marriage and family therapist, and Playboy radio show host turned dating coach for men, which is what I'm here presenting to you today. What I've done is I've just taken my experience from the ladder, my experience as a practice girl with pickup artists, and I've just created an entire system and program designed to get guys those knee-jerk emotional reactions from women, those immediate connections, that lasting chemistry, so that they never need dating advice ever again. Because after working with pickup artists for like years and years, and seeing how they were just like throwing guys into bars and clubs to just talk to like dozens and dozens of women every night, when these guys just absolutely didn't enjoy being in bars and clubs, and even they're talking to girls they're not even attracted to, and then staying with these coaches for fucking years, I just knew I wanted to do something differently, which I was cautioned against doing from all the dating coaches that I was being mentored by. You guys have probably heard me say this before in my other masterclasses, where I've had other pickup artists and dating coaches say, it's not a good business model if you solve their problems or teach them how to do it. And I was like, but isn't that the fucking point? I'm sorry, I spit on you. I was like, I don't get it. So yeah, that's what I've aimed to do over the years. And that's what I've been doing for over a decade now. And yeah, my favorite feedback I ever got from a client, I always say my favorite feedback, but I'm going to tell you guys all the great things my clients go through. My one client was like, I was actually surprised by how much I really liked myself by the end of it, because I wasn't doing anything different. I still was into World of Warcraft, and I was telling all these girls this. I never had to step foot in a nightclub. And I really, really got to meet people who liked me for me. And that's exactly why I wanted to do this today, because of how many of you guys are out there just thinking the same things about yourselves. Like, just because you're not able to do what some other guy is able to do, like, you must not be good enough. And I'm like getting choked up right now thinking about it. Like, that's an awful thing to think. Like, and I don't want you guys thinking that, because it's just not fucking true. Just because you can't create the same results as some other guy by saying the thing the other guy said, you must not be good enough. That's not fucking true. So I want you guys to get that ingrained in your head right now. So I just want to ask you guys, out of curiosity, what steps have you guys tried taking in order to get this flirting thing handled? If you could just write it in the chat, I want to see what you guys are out there trying to do. Excuse me. Playful, on the fly, reading her facial, trying to be playful. Okay. Trial and error. That's a big one. Teasing her. A bunch of you had tried to be playful. Talking to more female friends, telling a joke. Okay. All right. So for all these things that you guys have tried, by the end of the night, you're going to understand why it hasn't worked, and you're going to understand what will. So again, while some of this stuff might sound redundant, I'm talking to the chat like you guys are there, but I should talk to the camera. So while some of you guys, some of this stuff might sound familiar based on things you've heard on my YouTube channel, things you've seen in my other masterclasses, and especially for any of my former clients currently on the call. Are there any former clients or current clients on the call? If we could just shout out to them, coaches and Patricia. Tonight, I'm going to go over these key shifts to your thinking that you need to make that'll really help you propel yourself forward, without having to try and without having to memorize any freaking moves or lines. And of course, without feeling like a fucking fool or fake ass trying to do something that doesn't feel right for you. And you can do this as soon as tonight, once we're done. I know it's pretty early for some of you guys. Somebody said it was morning time in China. So some of you can still head out later. Some of you can still text women by the time we're out of this, so you can genuinely use this shit as soon as we're done tonight, I promise. And the reason for that is because most of the dating advice out there is geared towards getting you to do something. It's geared towards convincing you that if it feels wrong, it's because you're a pussy and you're too scared to try. How many people have heard that advice before? Like, if you're scared, it's because you're scared. You just need to do it. Like, don't be a pussy, just do it, current. Yes. Okay, I just want you guys to know it's not fucking true. I'm from Jersey, I curse a lot in case you guys haven't noticed. It's not true, because if you don't feel right in that moment, if you don't feel right about moving things forward, we women will feel that, and we won't feel right about you, which is what I went over in my second training video. And the reason a lot of you don't feel right about moving things forward is because you've started off with these two super toxic beliefs about flirting and moving things forward. The first one is, I spit again. The first one is that it has to be sexual, fucking wrong. And the second one is that you have to do it. So how many of you see a huge problem with believing you have to do or say something sexual to a woman you just met, even if you're uncomfortable doing it? Show of hands, how many people see the problem with that? Believing you have to be sexual no matter what with a complete stranger. Yeah, you guys fucking get it. If you told me that I had to be sexual with a complete stranger the second I left my house in order for them to like me, you bet your ass I'd never leave my fucking house. And that's the reason a lot of you feel wrong about moving things forward, because that's actually not a good thing to do, to be sexual with a stranger because you have to. It's so fucking wrong. And tonight I'm going to show you what's right and why it's going to feel right for you after tonight. I'm going to have a sip of water real quick, but I just want to hear if you guys are still with me in the chat. Can we get a fuck yeah? Still here, Jessica? Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay. So yeah, by tonight, you're going to know how to get this going. We're going to get women laughing, giggling, blushing, while you sit there and think to yourself, holy shit, how did I get her to do that? Where you're not even trying anymore because she's actively engaged in moving things forward. She's touching you more, laughing at everything you say, asking what you're doing later, making future plans. These are things that my current clients are confused and happy about once they're done. My one client hit me up about a month ago, and he was like, I genuinely don't even think I'm flirting. Women just kind of follow me home when I tell them I'm going home. They're like, can I come? And I'm like, sure. And that's the best part about what you're going to learn. You're never going to have to feel like you have to do something again, like you're trying hard to get women, or like you're being a creep ever again. Because we women are going to start creeping you out, which is probably the better part. It's, you know, it's the better position to be in, you guys getting creeped out by women, because we are chasing you and shit. Even if you're still an introvert, if you have no experience with women, even if you want to go back after a woman who's rejected you already, we've got you. Okay, so let's get to talking about these three things. So first of all, I already alluded to it, what flirting is and what flirting isn't. So this is how to get immediately comfortable with moving things forward. So like I said, most men think moving things forward means getting sexual with women. I want to see how many of you have always thought about flirting in that way, that flirting has to be sexual. Let's just get a show of hands. Okay, a bunch of you. Yeah, most men think flirting, I keep looking at the chat. Most men think moving things forward means getting sexual. It's why you're worried about being Me Too'd, because Me Too is about women finally standing up against sexual assault, which I think is a pretty good thing, right? So I'm also pretty sure we can all agree that none of you here are like here to learn how to sexually assault women. Am I right again? Show of hands. Am I right? None of you are here to learn how to be fucking like creepy asses. Okay, so the reason you guys think flirting or moving things forward has to be sexual is because you know that you're trying to achieve something that she doesn't already have with someone else, which is sexual desire. Or you're learning from other men that you have to be sexual in order to get sex, right? But I'm telling you right now, about 90% of the men that I've chased after or felt just intense desire for, they've never discussed sex with me prior. We just like kind of like giggled and blushed and touched until like he kissed me. And then it progressed to sex. And Daniel says James Bond. Yeah, you'll never see James Bond talk about like, oh, I'd like to suck them titties. Like it never happens. We don't have to talk about sex to get sex. In fact, the less you bring up sex, the hotter it is. Because then we're like, oh my God, look, it's not about the sex for him. It's when a guy who's blatantly obvious about wanting sex, or it seems like you only want sex, that's where you come off as creepy. Or worse, if you think being sexual is the only way to move things forward, and that doesn't sit well with you, which it fucking shouldn't, of course, you're going to stop yourself from moving forward with women, right? Of course, you're going to feel creepy doing it. And of course, you're not even going to try. And what do I always say about energy and your feelings in the moment when it comes to interacting with women? What do I always say? I guess the chat is slower than how I talk. But anyway, it's contagious. We feel it too. So if you feel awkward or uncomfortable or like a creep when trying to move things forward with women, how do you think we're going to feel on the receiving end? So write that down. Flirting doesn't ever have to be sexual. I hope you guys are writing things down. I did tell you guys to bring out your pen and paper. Okay, so what is flirting? I want you guys to write this down. Write this down right now. What is flirting? Are you guys with me? Show of hands. Are you still with me? 2 people put up their hand. Okay, a bunch of people put up their hand. Okay. Flirting is suggesting togetherness. Are you still with me? Okay. So many of you hear me say, show her you want or think with her dick. Okay, fine. I'm guilty of telling you that. But even that doesn't necessarily mean being sexual, because you can express wanting her and you can express desiring her just by suggesting togetherness. So let me give you an example. So I was at the bar over the weekend. I was seated at the bar, eating because I was by myself. And there's this dude next to me who's also seated by himself, eating at the bar. And when they delivered my oysters, I started like, I didn't even count them. I got half a dozen, he got a dozen. They set a dozen a dozen oysters in front of me. And I was just like lemoning them. I didn't even count. And the bartender was like, oh my God, those are his. And he literally grabs the oysters from me and just hands them to the guy next to me. And then the guy next to me just starts eating them. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I lemoned your oyster without your consent. And he was fine. And that kind of just like launched us into talking between our meals while we're eating. It wasn't like a full-on discussion, but now we've bridged that gap and we're talking. Literally the only reason we spoke. Anyway, so throughout the meal, we're talking here and there, we're laughing here and there, whatever. So then I'm sitting there like, oh my God, is this kind of cute? And he's like, absolutely not fucking cute at all. And that's what I thought at first glance. And mostly the entire time we're talking, you know, I'm not attracted to him at all, but I'm also like trying to convince myself he's cute. Girls, how many times are we trying to convince ourselves a guy is cute just because we're getting along? Please, ladies, please. Yes. Okay. So we're having a good enough conversation and he's laughing at my jokes. When dudes laugh at my jokes, I'm like, oh my God, I'm in love. So now I'm like legit questioning if I'm in love with this man. Anyway, so I find out he's been living here for a year now, and I only just moved here like a couple months ago. So finally I say to him, okay, so you got to tell me what's good around here. Like, where's a good place to go with good music, 90s music, hip hop? Like, where am I supposed to go around here? And he responds with, and I want you guys to pay attention to this. He responds with, do you mean what bar are we going to after this? And my jaw just drops. And he's smirking and I'm smirking and I'm like, yeah, totally. So do you guys, okay, I really want to know, do you guys see how subtle, but also how flirty that was? Nadine's laughing because she knows me. Like, if like all the girls know like how cute that is when a guy is like, what do you mean, like what bar we're going to? Like, all the girls here already know. They're like, yeah, that's smooth. It's pretty fucking smooth. But it's smooth because it's subtle, right? How many of you guys agree, show of hands, that it wasn't sexual at all? Show of hands. If you guys can see that it wasn't sexual at all. So we'll get into this more in the last step, but please ingrain it into your head. Write it down, put it on your wall, whatever you got to fucking do to convince yourself once and for all that flirting and moving things forward does not mean getting sexual. It simply means suggest togetherness. Thank you, David. David said it before I did. Suggest togetherness. And I'll tell you why this works to get women chasing you in a second. But first, now let's talk about whether or not you should even flirt. So the second thing I want to talk about is I have to versus is she worth it? Okay, so how many of you have or are currently suffering from being in the friend zone? Show of hands. Any friend zone sufferers, victims of the friend zone? Always, oh, Frank, bless you. Okay, we got a couple victims up in here. Okay, and how many of you guys think that the only way out of the friend zone is to be sexual with her or to flirt? Show of hands. That's the only way out of the friend zone. I gotta show her my dick, Jessica. Okay, a bunch of you. Okay, and how many of you don't flirt and move things forward easily because you're worried about upsetting or offending women? Is anybody okay with sharing that that's why? You guys don't want to upset her, you don't want to offend her? Okay, Chris actually showed himself showing the hand. Okay, so I'm guessing that's why a lot of you are here. But once you realize that flirting doesn't have to be sexual, and the less sexual you are, the better, you then need to realize that you don't have to flirt. She gets to have you flirt with her if you decide that she's worth it. I'm going to say that again. You guys don't have to flirt. She gets to have you flirt with her if you decide she's worth it. Okay, so show hands, how many of you guys tell yourself, okay, I have to do this. I have to. I know I gotta do it. How many of you show hands? I gotta flirt. I know I have to. The moment is here. A bunch of you guys. Okay, it was so cute. Yesterday, I was on a call with a client while he was practicing with another girl. And he literally says, oh my fucking God, I know I have to flirt, but I don't know what to say right now. And it was the cutest thing because you guys really do put a lot of pressure on yourselves. Or even how many of you, okay, I know I have to flirt. I know I have to be the one to make the move, or I have to be the one. Like I'm the one who has to do it. Show of hands. All right, a lot of you guys. Okay. So I'm going to tell you again, putting that pressure on yourself that I have to do this and being cognizant of that I have to with women, in front of women, with women you're talking to, that pressure and that awareness alone, that's going to make you feel very uncomfortable, right? That's going to make you feel pressured, right? And if you're sitting there feeling uncomfortable and feeling pressured, what are you going to make? What do you think she's going to be feeling? Anybody in the chat? You're sitting there feeling pressured and uncomfortable about moving things forward. So how does that woman feel? The same, Michael says. Exactly. You feel exactly. So for those of you who go in thinking that this is something that you have to do to get women to like you, it gets in the way of us liking you for you, or you even taking the time to genuinely see if you like us. Like worrying about moving things forward or needing to flirt or needing to be sexual takes away from your ability to actually see if you like this girl. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, no one's saying anything. I guess the chat is paused. Yes. Okay. Okay. I can't tell you how many guys come to me talking about, okay, how do I approach in a way where I get her number at the end? And I'm like, how do you even know you want her number? Like, do you know how many meth heads are out there? Like, women will always get a sense that you have an ulterior motive. If you have that, how do I approach to get her to like me? How do I approach to get her number? That is an ulterior motive. And therefore, when we sense that, we're going to be more on guard with you. This is where you'll get the excuse that, oh, I have a boyfriend, or like, sorry, I just want to be friends, because we don't feel connected to you as a human being. And human beings are the only people we can trust. You're not coming at us like a people. So how can we trust you? we don't feel connected to you or feel like you actually care to get to know us. And if you don't sit there and think to yourself, okay, let me get to know her to see if I even like her. If you don't do that, we're going to get a sense that you're not trying to get to know us as a person, because like you're really not. Does that make sense? Are you guys still with me? Christopher says go in with no motive. Woo! Another Chris gave a thumbs up. Jeff says yes. Okay, so what you guys need to do first is assess what you actually want for yourself. I can't tell you how many clients we get. I'm like, what do you want? And they just give me a bunch of shit that they don't want. I'm like, no, what do you want? And they're like, oh, I don't know. Okay, so first assess what you guys actually want for yourself. And if she feels right in that moment. And before you approach, tell yourself, okay, I'm going to see if she's just cool enough to talk to. Before you even try to suggest togetherness, ask yourself if she's making you laugh. Before you make a move, ask yourself, am I actually enjoying myself with her? Am I actually attracted to her like that? And before you move things forward romantically, ask yourself if she even fits your criteria for what you want in your life. And then, only then, does she get to have you. That's what leading is. How many of you guys are very aware that you're supposed to be leading? Show of hands. Okay, all of you are very aware that you're supposed to be leading. So that's what leading is. It's when you decide the steps each of the way because of who you are and because of what you want, without having to sacrifice either what you want or who you want just to be chosen by a woman. If you go into an approach thinking, how do I get her to like me? You're sacrificing your control. You're sacrificing your own desire because you deserve to have someone you want and someone you deserve to be able to direct that interaction based on whether or not you're happy with it or whether or not you even like her. Jesus says, I like that freedom. Exactly. That is you having that freedom and having that control. And that is what it means to lead. And that's what we women go nuts over, is the men that know that they have that upper hand and that they get to choose. That's the type of man that we follow. Which brings me to the third thing and the last final piece of this puzzle, which is the simple step forward. I said no big leaps because so much the vernacular is, oh, I feel like I'm being too forward. That's where you guys are taking these huge leaps where you don't have to. It's a simple step forward because our bodies are already wired for connection. Our bodies are already wired for copulation. Since we're adults, we're fucking adults, and our bodies have a natural sexual desire, just like we have a natural desire to sleep, natural desire to eat. We have natural sexual desires. And whenever the suggestion of togetherness by a possible mate is introduced to us women, when we have a great conversation, when we're laughing with you, that's when we women will follow suit. All you have to do in dance is lead. Do you guys understand that? How many of you guys know how to dance and know what it means to lead in dance? Patrick says yes. Okay, so the entire seduction dynamic, it's not a race. It's not even a game. It's a dance, which means one of us has to lead and the other one has to follow. And just like dance, when it comes to seduction and flirtation, y'all lead, y'all men lead, and we women, we follow. You take one step and we'll take that step in following. You take the next step and we're following. If you take a huge fucking leap out of nowhere while dancing, what happens? What happens if you guys take a huge step? Okay, the chat is okay. Yeah, well, we're over there and not here. Yeah, somebody said you die. You separate from us. You separate. We might even fall. Yeah, we might even get hurt. We might die. We might hate you. You don't have to sit around and wait for us to lead. And if you do, we won't take it anywhere because we women are more so rarely inclined to move things forward sexually or romantically. If you make us lead, we're just, again, we're sitting here hoping and wishing and praying that you take the lead. And if you you don't, we'll sit around and wonder why you didn't choose us, like why you didn't want us. I just read an article yesterday. This woman finally contacted this guy that ghosted her a year ago. She liked him so much. At the end of the date, they hugged. She's like, I would really love to see you again. He's like, yeah, me too. And then he like ghosted her. So a year later, she like worked up the courage after obsessing over him for a year. She's like, I don't understand. Like, what happened? Like, was it me? Were you seeing somebody else? And he was like, oh, I thought I got friend zoned because you hugged me. And she was like, because he's supposed to take the lead. And if she just hugged him, like, so we're going to sit around and hope and wish and pray that you do it. But if you don't, we're just going to figure you didn't want us. I want you guys to be honest right now. How many of you in here are pretty sure that a woman wanted you, but you're the one who just never moved things forward for whatever reason? Show of hands. Okay, we got definitely show of hands. We got a lot of hands going up. Okay, a lot of you guys who are pretty sure these women liked you, but you didn't move things forward. Okay, and so for those of you who did have women come on to you and choose you and like you first, how many of you have also had women use and abuse you and take advantage of you? We got some hands, we got some hands, we got some yeses, we got some yeses. Yep, again, definitely. All right, that's because women shouldn't be leading, guys. And any woman who is very proactive in leading you romantically and sexually is a woman you should be very fucking skeptical about. I've come to find that these women, the women who are like super proactive in leading, super alpha women, they're looking for a servant. They're looking for someone to do her bidding. They're looking for someone she can control. And I'm pretty sure none of you are actually looking for that. Patrick says abusive. How many of you guys understand that the women who are super proactive in leading romantically and sexually, I still Can you guys hear me? Like, I just got kicked off. My internet just went down. Like, I just want to make sure you guys are still here. Oh my God, good. I didn't lose any fucking people. I'm so happy. My internet went down. Okay, I lost 2 people. I'm so sorry. I am back. Can you guys hear me? I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. That has never happened. I hope it was so. I'm so glad Patricia was recording this and not me. Oh my God. Okay, good. Patricia, are you still in here? I was like legit like, hello. Okay, good. I'm still here. It was a bit of a brownout. Like my internet, like literally I saw it go down. Okay, so what was the last thing you guys heard me say? Went down like a $5 hooker. I got ghosted by the coach. No, don't say that. Okay, first of all, who heard me say like the women that are proactive in moving things forward? These are women you don't want to be with. Yes, we remember hearing that. Okay, all right. So if you aren't taking the lead, let's get back to it. If you guys aren't taking the lead, you're gonna get led around by women. All right, that's basically what's gonna happen. And women are going to lead you wherever they want to go. And because women don't know how to lead, we don't know how to fucking lead. We're going to end up nowhere. I'm telling you right now, I did not put you guys in the friend zone. Oh my God. Okay. I'm glad we didn't lose anybody. Thank you all for staying here and bearing with me. Okay, let's get back to it. But yeah, so how do you take that baby step? Let's talk about taking that baby step. So now that you've realized what flirting isn't, flirting doesn't have to be sexual. Show of hands, are y'all still with me? Flirting doesn't have to be sexual. Okay, good. The hands still work. All right. And it's even better when it's not. Like, ladies, can we all agree flirting is so much sexier when like it's not sexual at all? I'm like, I cringe when guys try to be sexual during flirting. Nadine says yes. Brooke said yes. Richard said yes. Adrian said yeah. When it's not sexual, that's so fucking hot. When it is sexual, I'm like, all right, all right. Okay, so now that you guys know it doesn't have to be sexual, and now that you've decided to only move things forward with women that prove themselves to you based on the criteria you have for what makes a woman worthy, now it's time to suggest togetherness. Okay, and you guys still with me? Just want to make sure again, you guys are still, okay, good, we guys show hands. Okay, so this is what we do in our coaching program by teaching our clients how to make connecting statements. Write that down, connecting statements. I'm gonna pause a little bit to drink some water so you guys can actually write down connecting statements. Okay, what are connecting statements? Connecting statements simply suggest that you and I are now a team. Write that down. Write that down. Connecting statements. We are now a team. We are now a team. That you want me on your team. You want me on your team. And now we have something together. This is the simplest way to let a woman know that you want her. So, okay, let's go back to that previous example of the guy at the bar saying, oh, so are you asking what bar we're going to later? It's not like he asked me to go home with him. He didn't even say he wanted me, but I absolutely felt wanted. And I absolutely wanted him back in that moment. In fact, I'll go to an even subtler example. Same thing at a bar with a girlfriend, and the guy next to us starts talking to us. We're having a good enough back and forth in conversation. We're laughing, whatever. Then the conversation kind of dies down and none of us really picks it back up. We kind of let it simmer and set in. But as the silence sets in, he keeps his eyes locked on mine and he just winks at me. Like, that's it. Like the silence is setting in. He's looking at me and just winks. And mind you, again, this guy was no looker by any means. Like I wasn't attracted to him at all, like none whatsoever. But in that moment of him doing that, him like just simply winking, I feel it right now, even it sent like a fucking spark through my entire body. And I just instantly wanted him. Because again, when during the conversation, I was like, this guy's really cool. I'm glad he's not creepy. And now he just winked at me. Now I want to jump his bones because without even saying it, he suggested to me that there was something going on between us, even though there wasn't. There was nothing going on between us, but he made it so. See, Adrian says, I felt, whoo, I'm feeling now, just remembering it. Now this is something you can do with body language, a lingering look. But what we do is we teach connecting statements here at JJ Dating, which boils down to simply to what the first guy did, which was suggesting that you and I are now a team. And we may not get along on this team. We may not agree. We may not always win games together, but we are absolutely a fucking we. Does that make sense to you guys? I'm going to keep checking in more. Show of hands, because I don't want to lose you guys again. I'm using the hotspot on my phone because I'm so scared. Okay, good. You guys are still here. So show of hands. How many of you are familiar with my PRS plus hey? Show of hands. I really want to get a feel for how many of you guys know what this is. Okay, so for those of you who aren't familiar with my PRS plus hey, it's the basis for creating connecting statements, which means, it means personal relevant statement plus how about you? So a personal statement is something about you, tailored to your human experience through your eyes, in your shoes, in your body. Relevant means right now, right here, right now. So a personal relevant statement might be, I'm sitting here teaching a bunch of sexy ass dudes about how to be sexy without talking about sex. And a personal relevant statement from you guys might be, I'm sitting here listening to this loud ass brown chick from Jersey talking about flirting. So it's anything happening to you in the moment, right here, right now, to you, in you, around you, in the moment. I got distracted because I saw Mela, one of my favorite former clients, is in here. But yes, PRS, hey, as Mela said. Yeah, so it's personal and it's now. But then you have to connect. You have to connect to her by asking, how about you? You're basically asking, how do you as a person connect to me as a person right here, right now? That's the team. So that's how to create those immediate connections with women. But to take that simple step into flirting and moving things forward, you now need to create a connecting statement. This is what binds you two together and makes the connection between you obvious. Like we're all, I'm sitting here talking to y'all are here sitting talking to me, connecting statement. We're all clearly the coolest motherfuckers on a Thursday night and we're sexy. When you do that to women, it leads us down that path. It plants that seed that will then water this shit out of. Neither of these men made any blatant disclosures about wanting me, but in that one statement, in that one gesture, I definitely felt it. The seed was planted, and here I was just like watering it, just watering the shit out of that seed to its full potential. Because again, that is the natural progression of things, guys. When it comes to what we women want, when we come across a man that we feel a connection to, who's nice enough, who we enjoy enough, the simple step into saying, hey, we're a team now, is enough for us to follow your lead. I'm going to talk about this one client. I really wished he was in here. This is one of my favorite dynamics between a client. So he and I were practicing connecting statements. And his personal relevant statement was, I'm looking around my house right now, and I can't believe how messy it is. So I laugh. And without him needing to prompt me, I go, oh my God, I think the same thing about my house, but it's actually pretty pristine because I have such bad OCD. So then I say to him, I don't think he's in here. I was going to say his name. So then I say to him, okay, now try making a connecting statement. And he goes, oh, I got it. So after we make love, you can show me how to keep a super clean house. Okay. So how many of you thought that was too forward? Show of hands. His connecting statement was like, after we make love, you could show me how to clean my house. Okay, we got some people laughing. Oh, Adrian, I'm pretty sure you've practiced with this guy. Yeah, it's a big step. So all of you are pretty, all of you are pretty aware that's too much. And I was like, oh my fucking God, no, I was like so creeped out. And if you were creeped out too, then yes, you're right. You should absolutely be appalled. But here's why. And this is something I want you guys to pay close attention to. Adding in the making love had nothing to do with he has a messy house, I have a clean house. I'll say it again. Him saying after we make love had nothing to do with him having a messy house and me having a clean house. If he simply said, okay, you're going to have to teach me how to keep our house clean, that would have sufficed. Do you guys see what I did there? Show of hands. You guys see what I did there? Okay, we got a lot of show of hands. Yes, yep. Hour, exactly. Yeah, smooth. I know, I'm a smooth motherfucker. Yes. All right. Okay. Anything more is a stretch. Messy house, our messy house. Period. Anything more than that is too forward. Exactly. It's overkill. It's not necessary. You guys all sensed it. I absolutely fucking sensed it. So the simpler you guys can keep it to connecting what's given about you, what's given about her, his messy house, my messy house, our messy house, that's all the step you need to have her following along. And that's what we hammer home with our clients, is being able to get them speaking personally, speaking relevantly, getting it on autopilot so that the women feel compelled to engage with them, compelled to contribute to conversation, which then gives you that next simple step, which is that connecting statement. How many of you see how simple my fucking statement was compared to his? Show of hands. You can even write in the chat. All right, good. You guys see it. Yes, that is gold. Gold. Yes, yes. Because most of you guys have no opportunities to create connecting statements because you're not even creating connections first. You're not getting to know her. Again, it's the you thinking you have to do this that gets in the way of you getting to know her, but you're not getting to know her and you're not letting her get to know you. But once my client was able to see those two pieces right in front of him, that piece of him, that piece of her or me, and see that all that fluff he tried adding to the us, he finally got it. And this motherfucker is moving on autopilot now. And he's now seeing those opportunities to suggest togetherness everywhere. And this is really where it takes off for my clients, where they're not even asking women out anymore. They're not even asking for their numbers. Again, my one client just has women following him home. I'm sorry, he's so like small and timid. So like the thought of like women following him home without him even suggesting it, make that cutie. Yeah, and just if you think about both of those guys from the bar, I'm the one who got their number. I'm the one who like grabbed their phone, was like, take my number. And it's not like I knew what they were doing or what was going on in that moment, because it just felt like the natural progression, guys. It felt so comfortable, it felt so natural. It was only after the fact where I could pinpoint those certain moments where it went from, oh, I'm not attracted to him, to, oh, okay, he's cool, to, oh, he's fun, to, oh my God, I want to fuck his brains out. The first guy happened within a span of probably an hour of us sitting and, having dinner next to each other. The next guy was probably 10 to 15 minutes. But I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter how long you've talked to her, how long you've even known her, because just like it doesn't matter how long you've had like a pot of soil sitting around. I'm one of these people. I just pots of soil sitting around. As long as you plant that seed, it'll get watered by us women without you having to change who you are, without you having to get new hobbies or love yourself first or try to commit to memory certain fucking phrases that worked for other guys. It'll just happen. Do you guys see how this actually forces you to stay true to who you are in that moment? Joshua says no. Fred says yes. Do you guys see how it makes you be your fucking self? Okay, we got a bunch of people raising your hands. Tom gave me a smile. Okay, you do. I love that. I love that you guys fucking see it. And that's where and how genuine sparks and chemistry and connection is created. And I always say chemistry is taking two raw substances, putting them together and then reacting. And this is what creates that long lasting chemistry and connection. Okay, so let's recap everything we've gone over tonight. So if you guys have not yet written any of this shit down, take out a pen and paper. First thing, what flirting is and isn't. Remember, yeah, Fred, we're going to get there. Remember, it doesn't have to be sexual. The less sexual, the better. It just has to insinuate togetherness. Okay? And then, like Fred said, you have to assess if she's worth it to dance with, because you don't have to prove yourself. Is she someone you want to dance with? Maybe once you get close enough to her, you realize her breath fucking smells. You no longer want to dance with her. But these are things you need to assess first. Is she even someone I want to dance with? Is she someone I even want to move things forward with? And the third one is that simple step forward. No more taking these huge leaps. No more when we make love. If you guys take anything from this, it's just, I hope you remember that statement. When we make love, you can teach me how to clean my house. Oh my Lord and Jesus. It's just a connecting statement, guys. It's just a statement of us. We're on the same team now, based on who you are, based on who I am, and based on who we are together. It can be the simplest step forward, like what bar are we going to right now? Or look at us, we're so cute. Or the wink amidst the silence. But it does require you taking that simple step forward as the leader and as her, the follower in this dance. So I'm talking about dance a lot. I used to dance ballroom, and one time when I was ballroom dancing and training to learn, I had a problem with always leading. And I was trying to condition myself to stop leading, but rather follow. So my instructor actually blindfolded me so that I couldn't see where I was going. Yeah, that's me, Patricia. So I was just supposed to wait and feel for where my partner was going to lead me in that dance. It was a little weird, a little scary, but it was also thrilling as fuck. And once he started, I can remember it right now. Once he started, I just felt him move and I just followed along. And it was one of the most exhilarating, I feel it right now. It was one of the most exhilarating, most erotic experiences of my life. And that's what it's like for women when y'all take the lead. We're going to follow you wherever, and we have a fantastic fucking time doing it. So how many of you can now see that it doesn't take being a super perv or a jerk or even someone completely different in order to get women wanting you after all this? Show of hands. How many of you can see that? I love seeing these spikes in hands. Yes, Fred says. Okay, sorry. Okay, because I always say it's not, guys, it's not about changing who you are. It's about changing how you are. So where most of you guys go into your interactions with women, playing basketball or playing golf, where you're going to have an opponent and you're going to try to win against your opponent or win over your opponent, all you have to do is change what you're doing. So instead of playing a game, we're now dancing. And just like you can be an Olympic athlete who then goes on to crush it in Dancing with the Stars, you guys can still be the you are now and get women wanting you in ways that has us chasing you without changing a damn thing about who you ultimately are. The next three letters are H-A-Y. Thank you, everybody. H-A-Y. And that's exactly what following these three things today is going to get you. And that's exactly what we guide each and every one of our clients on step by step in regards to learning how to do this new dance that they didn't have the steps to before. That's all this is, guys. It's just a new dance and you didn't know the steps. We're going to teach you the steps. That's it. That's how you get an X chasing you too, friend. Jeez. Okay, so at the beginning of this masterclass, at the beginning of the training, I promised I'd explain what it takes to move things forward with women in a way that feels natural, in a way that gets you guys even excited to do it. So show of hands, how many would say I kept my promise in that regard? Show of hands. A+, Jesus, thank you so much. Oh my God, I love singing. I'm gonna cry. I love it. Oh my God, thank you. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. Okay, I also promise that I'm going to share with you guys the latest perks and additions to Jessica J Dating that is exclusive only to people who've attended this live masterclass. And you have to stay to the very end because we are keeping track of your names. I have Patricia keeping track of everybody who stays on the live because this isn't available for anybody who rewatches the replay. But before I go over that, I do have a few things that I really want to highlight for you guys. So information is nothing without execution. But how can you execute without the opportunity to do so? And without enough opportunities, you won't be able to get the necessary environmental feedback to create these new neural pathways in your brain, these new connections for this new dance, so to speak. And the hardest part is making and taking the time to do this and to do it repetitively, to do it consistently, because that's how you learn shit. And what I have available for you guys, as always, is opportunities that you otherwise might not have consistent access to in your everyday environment. And if the opportunities sound right for you, awesome. I'm going to invite you to hang on and apply. And if it's not good for you, that's fine too. You guys already have what you need to take your dating life to the next level. I saw so many of you guys asking for a copy of this, and that makes me so happy because this is stuff I haven't even gone over with our clients. But really, you guys have everything you need to take your dating life the next level. Lewis even said the self-study suite is going really great. So yeah, the decision's your guys. You could do this on your own, which isn't impossible, or you could let me and my team be your personal tour guides in this dance and getting you who and what you want once and for all. And this is going to cover all your needs and getting exactly that, which is specific to you, specific to your needs. So for those of you who are familiar with my coaching program as it is, what you don't know is that my coaching program is designed to walk each and every client through each of these things to move you guys forward with the PRS site being personal, being relevant, and the connecting statement so that you're moving forward naturally. And you're doing it unconsciously with women. And what we're going to do is we're going to get eyes on exactly what you're doing, how women are responding to you, and then showing you in recordings that y'all might cringe over at first, but you're going to see exactly how you're coming off in those interactions so that you know precisely what you're doing wrong and exactly what to do instead. And if you guys have been on my other masterclasses, you know that I go to Tony Robbins' events. I've always loved the guy. I always bought his shit from the infomercials back in the day. But one of my good friends is actually a coach for Tony Robbins. And he told me to this day, still every single event that Tony puts on, he keeps a camera on himself while he's on stage. It literally just follows him and records him. Then at the end of his talk, he watches the entire recording. He doesn't wait till later. He doesn't wait until the event is over. He literally sits backstage and watches it immediately, that recording of himself. And what he does is he takes notes on things that he didn't like or things that he would want to do better. And I was blown away because I thought like, damn, after all this time, like he's been doing this for so many years, he's still doing this. And the reason he does this is because Tony knows that that's precisely what it takes to get the brain to do better, to get you to be doing better. It takes being caught in the act and knowing what to do differently to change an unconsciously ingrained behavior. So I talked about this in one of my favorite masterclasses, this idea of brain elasticity. How many of you were in that masterclass? It was actually a year ago that I did it now. The brain and how the brain works and the synapses. I talked about how our synapses are wired for unwanted behavior, and they need to be replaced with new synapses for the wanted behavior. And the way that happens is through eliminating this unwanted behavior and then replacing it with the new behavior, where this one is now stronger than this one. Do you guys see that? I can't see myself, but I hope you guys can see it. So, and you need to do it repetitively and consistently. So here's a synapse, old synapse, here's a new synapse, and we got to make this guy stronger until this guy dies out and we've got the new one in place. And it takes around 21 days for the human brain to form these new synapses, to form this new habit, so to speak. And it takes around 90 days on average for it to stick as a permanent lifestyle change. And that's exactly what we deliver with my current coaching program as is, where we take you in 90 days to a place where you haven't been with women in the past, take you to a place in just 90 days where you've tried for years on your own. Even if you've never even tried, that's fine too. And what we do is we give you the exact steps, feedback, guidance, support, and more importantly, the opportunities that you wouldn't be able to get otherwise without us. You've met a bunch of the girls in here. These are your opportunities to talk to the girls. The girls are in here right now. So if you want to start attracting women that you actually want, again, we have to assess if these women are worthy of you, if these are women you actually want. If you want to start attracting the women you actually want with the right steps, the right tools to making it happen, and also with the correct guidance, not out in public with women you'll never see again, and not in a group where like a bunch of you were getting yelled at by these gurus. No, you're going to get personalized feedback and attention catered to you, catered to your needs, to who you are right now, and exactly who you want for yourself without having to strike out with women that you really like. How many of you are constantly striking out with women? You're like, fuck, I really liked her. We're not going to do that anymore. You're going to have no more trial and error or getting flaked on or getting ignored, because you're going to be practicing with my women, my girls consistently. So like I said, that's my current dating coaching program as is, but starting today, We're adding even more perks just to the bare minimum. For those of you who know, there's actually 3 tiers of service, and each tier involves even more support, even more hands-on assistance. But with all 3, you're going to absolutely internalize these 3 steps to moving it forward, to magnetize women in ways where you don't have to try, and you don't have to try and just get absolutely nowhere with no one. And in all 3 tiers of service, you'll get personalized in the moment feedback from me and my team. And yeah, from my girlfriends as well, where you're going to practice and you're going to get to hear how these girls felt about you while you were talking to them. So in 90 days, you're going to go from creating immediate connections and chemistry to doing it on autopilot, where women are now moving things forward with you. We're doing that dance with you. You're not dragging us along. You're not carrying us along. And sometimes we'll even do it for you. You might not even see these women, but we'll get a sense that you're that guy, and we're the ones scoping you out. And this is where you guys get to be more selective, because now you're creating options for yourself because of what you're exuding. Because when you have this ingrained in your muscle memory, you're giving off that essence, so to speak. You're giving off that vibe. I hate saying vibe, but that's what you're giving off, and that's what women sense. So we women flock to you without you even trying to talk to us, without you even noticing us sometimes. That's how it happens. So yeah, I'm going to go over the bare minimum of what every single client moving forward is going to get. And for any of my former clients in here tonight, please don't be mad at me. Because yeah, they're gonna get a lot more shit than you guys got. And I'm sorry, please don't be mad. So okay, so here, and I did see a bunch of former clients in here. I'm sorry, but yeah, we're getting a lot more shit to these guys moving forward. So here's what everybody moving forward is gonna get, no matter what. I'm sorry, Mello. Once you sign on today, again, moving forward, and this is just bare minimum shit. We have 3 different tiers, but this is the lowest tier, and I'm not going to leave you guys any longer, or I'm not going to keep you guys any longer for tonight. So the first one is what I've been alluding to, which is what we call your spotlight dates. This is where me or one of my coaches is going to watch you interact with a woman in the moment, because that's what real coaches do, guys. They watch you while you do that thing you're trying to master and get better at. Because nothing's weirder to me than these dating coaches who charge for an hour to meet with you while you tell them what you think your issue is. A lot of male dating coaches and pickup artists will watch you interact with women in bars and clubs. But here's the thing, if they're not stopping you in the moment and telling you where you went wrong and telling you what to do instead, and then have you trying again on that same girl, that's the key difference, the same girl. If you aren't able to replicate those results, your brain will not compute the difference, and your brain won't create that new synapse. And unless you guys get something that'll work all the fucking time, you won't get that new synapse. So here's an example. I recently took a karate class with Patricia, where, you know, after like training and like making us run a fucking mile and like vomit, God, for Pete's sake. The first 5 minutes of learning, we had to punch those mitts. Do you guys, yeah, Patricia, me and Patricia got our asses kicked. You got to punch those mitts. I feel like men know what that is, but we had to punch those mitts. Like that's what we had to do. And with my first punch, the sensei, he goes, okay, your angle's all wrong. Here, try this. And he moved my hand, he moved my fist so slightly, and then boom, is a huge fucking difference. So just imagine having somebody get eyes on you in your current interactions with women, just to say something as simple as, okay, that thing you said right there, here's what's wrong with it. Here's what you want to do instead. Okay, now try again. And that's exactly what my system, that's exactly what this coaching program is designed to do, is to catch you in that moment, to redirect you in that moment, move your fist before you punch that girl again. Redirect you in the moment to have you go again, and then to have it work universally with women until it is unconsciously ingrained with you. In fact, so many guys mentioned never having this level of assistance before, because it takes a mere seconds or minutes of just watching you doing it wrong. And once our clients realize, and once they learn what to do instead, the sky's the limit. They can finally feel the difference. And my girls are even blown away by the differences they see in just those mini tweaks. So the second thing you're going to get is the weekly Q&As where you can jump on and you're going to get personalized feedback. It's not a chat like this. You get to sign on, and it's video. You'll sign on with my girls, and you can get even more feedback on what's going on with you. It's not a chat, like I said, it's not a chat like this. It's a real FaceTime with my client, with my coaches, where you can personally address things you haven't been able to get feedback on before. This is where you can give specifics about your life, maybe somebody you're struggling with, maybe a girl you're talking to right now. Maybe you want to go over your Tinder messages, whatever. This is your time to go even deeper. And you can also hear from the other guys, the other clients, what's going on for them. We do have a lot of clients that like to jump on and just listen to what the other guys are going through. Because sometimes all it takes is hearing what other guys are going through and how they're overcoming it, for you to be able to get the same results. I always like saying, and I say it all the time, a smart man learns from his mistakes, and a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. And that's kind of what the entire program is designed to do. Okay, the next thing you get, and Lewis already hinted to it, is access to my entire suite of products and programs. And when I first started making programs, when I first started in this business, I wanted to hit every stage of the dating game. So that's what Speak to Spark Arousal is. That's our Bible for going and guiding our clients through connections and chemistry. And you're going to have that included, which alone has helped so many of you guys. And a lot of you guys on here have already talked about like what Speak to Spark Arousal has done for you. And that's the key to creating those connections and creating that chemistry. And then there's my Turn On Texting program, which is going to help you stay on her mind when you're not around, so that we're desperate to see you again. Okay, just show of hands who's still here. I just want to make sure my internet hasn't gone down again. Okay, good. We got some hands. Because, okay, again, this is where most guys lose us. This is where I lost you guys. The messages weren't coming through, but messaging is where a lot of you guys lose us. So that's where Turn On Texting comes in, which then brings me to my Bring Her to the Brink program. Because once you're done creating that chemistry and finally moving things forward, I hope, and I hope you hope, and everybody hopes, lost audio. Can you guys not hear me anymore? Hello? Yes, you can. Okay, somebody else said lost audio. Okay, my hope is that we all go to Pound Town after this, right? I hope Pound Town for you. And we women hope to go to Pound Town once you're creating connections with us. And Brink is designed to help you get a woman turned on to her peak arousal state. A lot of guys don't even know what that is. A lot of y'all have never even heard that term, but we women have peak arousal potential. And this is something that my girlfriends like giving their boyfriends and husbands, is my Bring Her to the Brink program, so that they can get the best sex of their lives. And I can't tell you how many clients have written in to tell me about how horny they're getting these women. It's a little graphic in my opinion, but I never get sick of hearing how well my clients are doing. So yeah, so these 3 programs, along with fucking Brooke, along with other programs that are not available to the public, this is going to be included for you guys. And the last thing, is it the last thing? Yes, last and latest thing for being part of the Jessica J Dating family is live access to the Naked Truth, where you guys get interactive access with me and a bunch of the girls here at JJD, some of the girls who are here right now, where we're going to jump on and discuss all things sex, dating, relationships from the female perspective. And you get a 1-year subscription to that, even once you're done with us, where you're going to be a part of the discussion that we women have on what confuses us about men, like what we want from men. Because there seems to just be a big disconnect. Jessica's on there. Oh my God, saying the most vulgar shit ever. But yeah, my favorite thing about it is clients getting to hear the different perspectives of all us girls. And then you guys get to contribute, because we want to hear the male perspective too. Really, it's our way of connecting all of us together, to have this dialogue, to have this discussion with one another. And so you guys get to hear just how much we want you as well. And that is the latest, or it's not the last, okay, the latest edition of my coaching program. And this is the last thing. You're going to get more FaceTime with me. Look, Patricia picked such a pretty picture of me. Yeah, you're going to get more FaceTime with me. And this is something that hasn't been done before. And for, yeah, any client on here now. I'm so sorry. But you're going to get 3 sessions with me, private one-on-one sessions, where we're going to do an initial consult, a midway assessment, and a final review, where you and I are going to jump on one-on-one 3 times throughout our time together to assess where you are right now. We're going to track your progress. Then we're going to see where you've arrived by the end of the program to make sure we keep you on track to getting exactly what you want and need out of this, and much more, regardless of whether or not I'm your coach. Because like I said, there's 3 different tiers, but this is where you get me at your service to literally map out where you are now to get exactly where you want to be. Yeah, all of this is in this first bottom tier. Because while we offer 3 different tiers of service, you're still getting me no matter what. And again, this is something I've never done before. This is something we've never rolled out with coaching. I'm so sorry, guys. No, she won't, I bet. I bet you I fucking will, Frank. I'm doing it. And a lot of our clients have mentioned that just getting me once to help them point them in the right direction has been more than enough. And now you guys get me at every pivotal point along the way. So like I said, this is what every single client gets no matter what moving forward. And I haven't even talked about, yeah, Jessica works fast. I do. I work really fucking fast with you guys. And I haven't even talked about the additional perks of all the other tiers. Because again, I don't want to keep y'all on too long. And I turned my AC off so it doesn't fuck with the sound. And I'm like dying right now. But if we do decide to work with one another, my client coordinator, John, he's on here right now. He's going to discuss with you all the other things available. But for right now, let's just recap everything that the bottom tier gets. So you're going to get specialized speed dates, customized in the moment feedback. You're going to get a complimentary subscription and live access to the Naked Truth to hang out with me and my girls. You're going to get the weekly Q&As for more in-depth discussion about your dating needs. You're going to get access to my full suite of products. Frank says somebody mentioned something before. I'm telling you guys right now, this entire program is completely changed starting today. You're going to get access to my full suite of products. Patricia should put that up there already. And you're going to get an initial consult with me, a midway assessment with me, and a final review. That's 3 one-on-one sessions with me throughout your time, no matter what. So that you can get the women, so that you have exactly what it takes to get the women you fucking want for the rest of your life. So if all I did was get eyes on you while you interacted with women, while guiding you along the way, what would that be worth to you guys? Where just like with me and karate, what would it be like to be like, oh, hey, the one thing you've been doing for years that you didn't realize you were fucking doing? Yeah, Frank, we're going to take that out and we're going to replace it with power. We're going to replace it with this little heavy-handed, all right, y'all motherfuckers are being priceless. Thank you. If we could just delete all these salty asses, Patricia. So yeah, to see instant results to women responding to you. How many of you guys would love to just be able to get that tweak, that little fucking tweak? Because I'll tell you right now, the dating coaching industry lives off these hour-long one-on-one sessions where they'll just talk at you about their expertise on what you think might be the problem. That's like going to a mechanic without your car, saying, hey, here's what I think is wrong with my car, without them ever seeing that fucking car. And then you trying to fix that car yourself based on what they told you, based on what you think is the problem. Like, how the fuck are you ever going to get your car fixed like that? And that's what 99% of dating coaches do and encourage you to do nowadays. So then we get clients coming to me, talk about, no one's ever told me this before, or I've never had anyone fix that thing about me that I didn't even know was a problem. And I'm telling you right now, the dating industry is geared towards keeping clients for years. And I'll be damned if I keep you guys for longer than 90 days. I'm doing you a disservice. So right now, the way I see it, fix all the toasters. No, you're not toasters. It has to be hands-on. Exactly, Chris. So the way I see it, guys, you have 2 options. Hire me and my team. We help you ingrain it, integrate it, implement it, give you the tools to moving things forward comfortably and unconsciously. So that's on autopilot, so that you don't have to go out there and just like try without ever figuring out what the fuck you did wrong, or go trial and error it with women you really like. Or you could shop around with other coaches I'm not the only expert out there. A lot of my friends are motherfucking dating coaches. But really it's all about how much more time you want to spend on just not getting this down for yourself. And I'm telling you right now, 90 days with me, it'll never be an issue for you again. But of course, it's up to you. And of course, there is some investment in it, like you guys know, but it depends on which tier we feel is best suited to your needs. And the price is going to reflect each one, because each level does get more personalized, more hands-on support. But of course, I love Marnie. I used to work for Marnie. But before we let any of you into the program, we got to filter for the guys who are truly deserving of it. So if you guys know that this is something that could finally get you attracting women in the ways you've never been able to do on your own, Patricia's going to throw in the chat the link. So, or you could just open another window and type in jessicajdating.com/flirting. Patricia, is there a way for them? Can we https:// so that they can click on it? I don't even know if that's a thing with Zoom. Let's make that link clickable. And here's my special gift, guys, for anybody who was live today. Patricia, like I said, me and Patricia are tracking who was live and who actually stayed till the end. I'm going to throw in that no matter what, will be your coach for the first 30 days, no matter what tier I'm going to try. Can you guys try clicking on that, seeing if it works? I'm going to be your coach for the first 30 days, no matter what tier. John knows. John is our client coordinator. He fucking knows. That's a big fucking deal. And it's only for the guys who were testing it out, only for the guys who are on this live, no matter what tier you sign up for. And for anybody who signs up for the diamond tier, which is our most exclusive option, where I'm going to be your coach for all 90 days, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly out to meet you. I'm going to see where you live. I'm going to see what kind of dating environment you have. I'm going to look at your closet. I'm going to see how you fucking walk and shit. I'm going to look at your daily routine so that you and I can get you the most amount of options and results when it comes to this aspect of your life. We're going to cater to you, going to cater to your life without you guys having to change anything about either. Okay. But of course you got to apply. I think Patricia fixed the link so you guys can click on it now. I know, Mello, I'm sorry. Mello is a former client. But again, it's only for guys who apply from this live right now. It's not, if anybody's watching this on the replay, I'm so sorry. We've already tracked the people who've applied from the live. But yeah, so you guys apply right now, click on that link or go to jessicajdating.com/flirting. Over the past year, since we first started doing this coaching format, we've let in some not so great guys who weren't top tier quality. So yeah, we've had guys like sign up, like John Brooke. How many guys have we gotten where they just didn't stick it out? And because I'm proud of the results that our clients get, we have a very extensive application process. We don't want anybody who just gets super excited and doesn't follow through. We don't want none of that. We want the guys who really, truly want this. The guys who really, truly want to do this. Commitment's a two-way street, guys. We want to work with guys who are super dedicated and want to work with us as badly as we want to work with you. My girls, you've seen it here. My girls came on here just to be here for you guys. Best clean your homes. Oh Lord, Nadine says, my girls are dedicated. We fucking love doing this. Nobody treats this as a job. They love fucking doing this. And that's the type of client we want, because that's the type of woman we want for you. So for everybody who does qualify, you're going to get an email from me on the next steps moving forward, which involves John or one of my other client coordinators jumping on a call with you just to really determine if you are the type of guy we're looking for. Because Brooke, let's be real. How many of these guys lie on their fucking applications? You'd be surprised how many guys lie on their applications. But yeah, so you guys have to apply. Please be as honest as possible. Yeah, please don't lie. It doesn't help us. But we are closing down the applications once all of the client coordinators' time slots are filled. So it could be by the end of the night, could be by the end of the weekend, but just make sure you guys apply now, especially if you're on the live right now. But before we end the night, I want to go over something with you that I end all my live trainings with. It's called the success ladder of attraction. So over the years, I've fine-tuned my system down to what I call the success ladder of attraction, where in order to achieve the type of autopilot charm, the autopilot magnetism that gets women chasing you, you need three important things. So the first one is the motivation, drive, and ambition, just to really want to make a change. That's why I put this training together for you guys, to give you that motivation, because once you know the how and the why, you're going to feel that much more confident about the what that you do. The second thing is the strategies and the blueprints for how to achieve that lasting change, which we went over in today's training, the exact step-by-step for how to move things forward in a way that's always going to work and exactly why it will. Then you need systems and tools to make it repeatable, to make it correlational, so that your brain can actually compute these new behaviors, these new unconscious behaviors, to making this stuff a habit, to making it unconscious, to making it automatic. And this is what you're going to be doing in your spotlight dates. Finally, you need the support and guidance to guide you through what you specifically are doing wrong and what you specifically can do better. To be there in your struggle, to answer your questions, cater to you, and to help you guys achieve that superstar status that other men won't. You're going to be the rock stars. You're going to be the, I was going to say Jackie Chan's, but I don't want to do like the fucking like beating up analogy anymore. But you guys are going to have the it factor to really nail it when it fucking counts with the women you actually want. With me and my team, you're getting all four. So you're getting everything you need to make this shit stick for the rest of your life in just 90 days. So yeah, oh my God, I'm like losing my voice. But yeah, so not on your, you can go and do this on your own. You could try with other dating coaches, but you're not going to get what we provide. That's just the way it is. So let's just do a fast recap as we end our night. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you so much. You're going to get the weekly speed dates. You're going to get the recordings. You're going to get Speak to Spark Arousal, Brink. You're going to get Turn On Texting. You're going to get Plug and Play Profile. I didn't even tell you guys about Wolfpack. You get the weekly Q&As. You get the year subscription. If you bought all this separately, it'll be like $12,000, but you're not going to fucking pay that much for everything I just listed. And this is the bottom tier. My God. Oh my God. Are we losing money doing this? Jesus. Anyway, you're not even going to pay half that. Again, this is the bottom tier. Now I'm really wondering if I should change the prices. Anyway, that's the straight up cost. That's the straight up value of everything you're getting with our lowest tier option, which you're not even going to be paying if you apply now. So again, guys, if you haven't, Patricia, if you could throw the link up one more time, or you could go to jessicajdating.com/flirting, fill out the application as honestly as possible. You're going to get to a confirmation page. I'm going to give you some homework. And if you are selected, you're going to hear from me within like 24, 48 hours. But yeah, that's it, guys. You have everything you have to go at this alone. Oh, thank you for thanking Patricia and the team. You guys are the best. You can do it alone. You don't have to. Another one of my favorite quotes is, if you want to go fast, go alone. And if you want to go far, go together. And with me, we'll be in this together. You'll not only get to be where you want to be, you'll get there a lot faster with me and my team. And my team, we all love fucking doing this. And we're really excited to meet you guys. So hopefully you guys apply. Hopefully we get to. But either way, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for bearing with me on my technical difficulties. Y'all are the best. Y'all are the reason I love doing this. And the fact that all y'all stayed on this long and none of you dropped during my technical difficulties. Hold on, wait, I want to read this. Oh my God, the chat. So thank you guys. Thank you guys. You guys have a good night. I hope you guys apply. I hope I get to meet you. And either way, thank you so much. This was such an honor. I love doing this. I can't say this enough. It was good seeing you, Mello. You guys are the best. Everybody have a good night. And I will be mailing out a replay, but apply tonight if you were on the live. Take care, guys. Have a good one.